What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Sunday. It is August 11th. We are back with another video for you. If you're new to the channel, buckle up. Hopefully you're in for a treat. Video's a little bit longer, so if you do need a little bit of a summary of what we're talking about, in the description of this video is the article that coincides with the information we're going to give you. In that article, we give you the players that we like at each position, about 5 at each position. If you need a little bit more, we do have FTA Plus, $10 for a week. You can check it out. Check all of the information out on the screen right now for MLB. That weekly pass includes every sport that we offer. So for today, we have NASCAR, MLB. We have MMA every weekend that it's there. We have PGA each week that there is a tournament. NFL is so close. We are less than a month away from NFL, and we cannot wait. So we are going to, hopefully, we've killed it for you for the MLB season. And now we are going to continue that into the NFL season. So if you are new to the channel and you have not been with us before, or if today's your first day, if you like this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up because we are hoping to help you bring home the bacon. So we have 2 giveaways every single day. The first way, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If the video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. If the video gets 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a chance at a free $200 a year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Now, a lifetime pass is worth $500. So, that being said, if we can get to 200 likes on this video, I'm going to up it. I'm going to give 2 lifetime passes away. So, that being said, we are also like 200 YouTube subscribers away from 10,000, which would be an awesome milestone to finally hit. If we can get that before the start of the NFL season, we are also going to give away 2 lifetime passes as well. The second way to win, somewhere in this video, I will say a keyword. Here, listen for that keyword. Type it in here and have a chance at a free week. Now, you can combine them. You could win both times. Now, I have mentioned it. You might have better chance to win if you leave multiple comments, but don't spam the comment section with like 50 comments of your own with the keyword. I like your tenacity, but YouTube could flag that for spam, and your account could get banned, and then they could spam, or they could flag the videos themselves. So please do not over spam it. Like, 5 comments is great, but 50 comments probably not good. Now, again, this is random how we win. We're randomizing it, and we're just going to hit start. So 2 winners here. Even if the keyword is in this one, we are still going to give the second one there. So NY Stiegel, congratulations. Email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Tell me your username on the website, and you have won the free pass because we had a minimum of 50 likes on the video. So once you see this, put in the subject line, daily winner for 8/11, and we will get you set up for that free pass. So congratulations. The keyword yesterday was AirPods, but we're still going to re-roll it. It could be, you could win again. You could win the free pass here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to see who the winner is for the comment of AirPods. New York Stiegel, I didn't want to call you out, but congratulations. Don't put 50 comments. I like the tenacity. You won. It worked. Let's don't make a habit of it. I'll put it that way. But congratulations regardless. And everyone else here, if you see this, like this video. You have a chance to win every single day until you win a lifetime pass. Now, you could win a lifetime pass if we get to 200 likes on this video today. So, it's a little bit different video. Like, the slate's a little bit, so we have, I think, 13 total games today. You have that 10:35 a.m. Weird game, the Roku game of the week. Then you have the Sunday night game. So that takes it down to 11. But then I think it's the Colorado game that we can't play. Yeah, for whatever reason, Colorado's at a weird time, I believe. So we have a total of 10 games we're going to go over. So the video might be a little bit shorter, but we're going to break it down into the main slate. Then we're going to talk about our sponsor. Then we're going to talk about the 3-game afternoon slate. So the sponsor we will talk about, it is Outlier.bet. You can find the links down below. And let's get started right now. Towards the end of this video, I did forget in yesterday's video, but towards the end of the video, we're going to give you the top 5 pitchers that have the top 5 matchups against teams that strike out the most. We call that segment Pitches Be Crazy. So we're going to have that there. We're going to talk about those. And then at the very end of this video, we're running simulations as we speak. In those simulations, we're going to give you the top batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. So stick around for that as well. Hopefully this video is very informative for you. If you want to see certain things in these videos or in these articles or on the website and part of FTA Plus, shoot us a suggestion. I will say, I had a couple of comments like, why didn't you have a regular video on Friday? I mentioned it in the Discord. I had a migraine and I slept in the morning, and then I was able to get out the betting video. Now, that's a supplemental video. It actually did way better than I thought it would. But if you want, the link in the description down below, join the Discord, because if I am out sick, if I'm running behind, I will give updates there easier than anywhere else. So that being said, we are starting for the first game. We got Houston at Boston. We've seen some runs in this series so far this weekend, and that's pretty much what I expected. So we've got going on Hunter Brown going up against James Paxton for Boston. Now we look at Hunter Brown. Start off very slow. This season got shelled pretty hard, but then he started to bring it down. His ERA has dropped. Past couple of games, not so good, like not bad, but again, with the price of 9,000 plus, you're looking for 20 plus fantasy point, pretty much 25 fantasy points on DraftKings, 35 to 40 to 45 on Fanduel is what you're looking for. 3.98 ERA, 130 strikeouts. The strikeouts are there. I will say Boston, they strike out the third most out of any team so far this year. He has not faced Boston this year. And what I love is using outlier. We can see that against Hunter Brown, the only person that has faced Hunter Brown is Dom Smith in 3 at-bats. 1 hit and 3 at-bats. That is the only one. So Hunter Brown, I don't mind for tournaments because Boston does strike out a ton. And at home, they strike out as well. But if you are fading Hunter Brown and you want to look at Boston bats, since none of them have really seen him, and you want to look at the stacks, that's kind of what we're here for. Talk about the stacks within the games. Rafi Devers, obviously, batting .331 with 21 bombs against right-handed pitching. That's obviously one you got to get in there. Another one is Wilyer Abreu, batting .304 with 12 bombs. You got Rafaela, batting .266 against righties, 10 bombs. Jarren Duran, batting .304 with 12 bombs as well. Like, love me a Jarren Duran and Rafi Devers mini stack if we don't want to go anywhere else, if you think Hunter Brown's going to have a good game. But then you got like Nick Sogard. It depends if he's going to be in there. Batting .438 against right-handed pitching right now. Again, 16 plate appearances or at-bats. So not a ton, but I mean a cheap option if you want to complete a Boston stack of some sort. Then we got the flip side. You got James Paxton coming in. Okay, there have been James Paxton, 4.43 ERA, had a good game against Seattle or Kansas City, which is wild at Kansas City Pitchers Park. But then a couple of a bad game versus Seattle and a team that supposed to strike out the most. He's very up and down. His ERA is up there. He's had some games here. He has not faced Houston this year, but Houston has faced him and had success against him. So Jose Altuve batting 415 at bats with 2 bombs. You got Aledmus Diaz, who got traded back to Houston at some point recently, 1 home run against him. Chas McCormick, 1 home run against him as well. But if we were to stack Houston, obviously I got to get Altuve in there. The one that people don't talk about, except we do, Yordan Alvarez against left-handed pitching. Yordan is batting .361 with 5 bombs against left-handed pitching. On the road, could wrap it around pesky pole here, or he could take it. He's got opposite power, take it right over that green monster. I love Yordan Alvarez. I love Jose Altuve in this matchup here. Depending on who else is in there, Jeremy Pena against left-handed pitching, 280 batting average. You've got Bregman, only 215. Yainer Diaz is another one, 5 bombs and 282 batting average against left-handed pitching. I'm probably fading James Paxton. If I were to take a pitcher in this matchup, probably Hunter Brown, fade Paxton, love the bats on both sides. Think I like Houston bats a little bit more, but Boston bats are right behind them today. Then the next game, we got the Rangers at the Yankees to finish out this 3-game series after a doubleheader on Saturday. So we look at this, and we're looking right now. We've got Andrew Heaney versus his former team, who he was trash for his former team, versus Marcus Stroman. Stroman has been pretty bad lately. So we look at Andrew Heaney. Now, for whatever reason, the Yankees, they are built to hit lefties. This year, they are like 20. I think they're like 20-17 or 20-16 against lefties. So they don't dominate them as they should. It just depends on how he does. He's got a 4 ERA, 4-11 record, does have 11 strikeouts. Game log wise, coming off a great game against Houston, only gave up 1 earned run, but then a bad game against St. Louis, a bad game against Toronto, a good game against Baltimore. Very up and down, very hot and cold with him. Pitching on the road, he's got a 4.31 ERA. He's at Yankee Stadium. Obviously the Yankees bats that have faced him before. DJ LeMahieu batting .364 with 2 bombs. I would not be surprised if he's the starting first baseman for this game. Glaber's got 1 home run against him. He's been absolutely one of the hottest hitters for the Yankees recently since the All-Star break. Still low at batting average, but I would look at him. Aaron Judge is only 1 for 9. Does have a home run, but Aaron Judge this year against left-handed pitching, he is batting .279 with 9 bombs. You've got Austin Wells, lefty on lefty matchup. If he is in there, he's been one of the hottest hitters for the Yankees as well. No home runs against lefties, but batting .273 this year. You've got Jazz Chisholm, lefty on lefty matchup. If he gets on, he has speed on the base paths. Stolen bases galore for him if he can. Juan Soto batting .298 against lefties. Volpe's one of the hottest hitters too. Like, they are starting to maybe hit their stride here against lefties. Maybe not the best, but I am still looking at a Yankee stack here. Then we look at Stroman. Stroman started off, like you can see, very good to start the season. Okay, and then right here. And then the second half, Stroman just kind of has fallen off. 8.5, 5.8, 15, -4.5, -7.4. Has not gone. His last 2 starts, he has not gone 5 innings. Gave up 7 earned runs against a very bad Toronto team. That's not good. Only 3 strikeouts. The strikeouts have been low there. I don't trust. I want to trust Stroman. I do not trust Stroman. I will be looking at Texas bats here against Stroman. No one has a home run, but if we look at the Texas bats against right-handed pitching this year, Josh Young batting .353 with 3 bombs. You've got Jonah Heim batting .233 with 7 bombs. Seager's absolutely on fire. Would not be surprised if he has a multi-home run game here. .287 batting average, 19 home runs there. Adolis Garcia, only .195 batting average, but 13 bombs. If .195 batting average is low, but we could see Stroman be that antidote to help him hit well today. I do not trust Stroman. I'm probably fading the pitching in this game and just strictly going in the bats. There's other pitching that we can use today. I just do not trust them. So moving on to the third game, Oakland at Toronto. We've got J.P. Sears going up against Chris Bassett. Now, Chris Bassett facing his former team, or one of his former teams, team he came up with. You got Chris Bassett coming in, almost a 4 ERA. Amazing game against Baltimore, 30.8 compared to the time before that, -1. Splits-wise, he's already faced Oakland once this year, went 8 innings in that game. 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. Now, was that in Oakland or was that at home? That was in Oakland. Now he's pitching at home. You look at his home and away splits, he's actually been better on the road. And they're not the best team. So if this was in Oakland, I'd like a little better. I do not mind Chris Bassett here. I don't love it, but I don't mind him. Then you got J.P. Sears, 9-8 record, 4.35 ERA. Back-to-back really good starts. We've used him in both of those. Had a bad start against Houston, which is, understandable. You've got J.P. Sears, really hasn't seen many of these Toronto bats. And honestly, Vladdy's batting .342 with 6 bombs against lefties. Ernie Clement batting .279. Varsho batting .275. Leo Jimenez only 21 at bats, batting .333. Other than that, they just don't hit lefties well. Tournament pick, I don't mind J.P. Sears at his price. Now, it will depend on what the weather is doing, what the ballpark factors are doing, which we can kind of look at. And we put these into the chat, so definitely make sure to check that chat out. This game right here, let's see. As of the making of this video, the wind is blowing in, and it doesn't have a big boost for home runs. So we can kind of look at that and think maybe J.P. Sears would be a good, cheaper option, middle of the road, $7,600 option there. I don't really like any of the Oakland bats. I'm probably not going to have much exposure to them. Again, we'll do the simulations. Maybe those bats jump out to us. But as of now, kind of like J.P. Sears, And outside of like Ernie Clement and Vladdy, I'm not in love with this game offensively. There are other options and other places to go in this game. It brings us to the fourth game, San Diego at Miami. You got Dylan Cease going up against Max Meyer. Meyer has been absolutely atrocious this year. Cease has been amazing. He is my favorite pitcher of the day. He is expensive. Not the best start against Pittsburgh because the rain came in. He had 2 strikeouts in 1 inning, and then the rain came in and he did not come out for that. So that's why it looks low. But then you can see he had the no-hitter here. You can see followed that up against 20-plus fantasy points out of there. Against Miami, he has not faced them this year. And on the road, he's a little bit worse. But I love this matchup here. Miami's offense, they traded away most of their good offense there. And then Max Meyer coming in, you can see, like, so he started off well. Then they put him down to AAA. Then we waited for him to get called up. They finally stopped dicking around, called him up, and he hasn't done very much. 4 innings against Cincy, 6 earned runs in that game, minus 6.2. Against Atlanta, 5 innings, 4 earned runs. Against Milwaukee, 3 earned runs. So he's given up 13 earned runs in 3 starts, an equivalent of 13 innings as well in 3 starts. His ERA is up there. San Diego are the bats I'm probably looking at. I'm not looking at Miami bats. I'm not looking at Mayer. I am looking at the Padres against him. So the Padres, no, again, I did forget to mention, this is Sunday. This is the day of rest. This is the day that catchers sometimes take the day off. So this is where you got to pay attention to the lineups that come out because some of these stud catchers, they might not be in there. So just kind of looking, depending on the catcher that's in there for San Diego, Campusano batting 273 with 4 bombs, or Higashioka batting 245 with 9 bombs against right-handed pitching. Jake Cronenworth has 13 home runs, 269 batting average. Bogarts has 284 batting average. Machado has 12 home runs, 279 batting average. My favorite play of the day, probably batting-wise, Jackson Merrill, 324 batting average against righties with 11 home runs. Now, Luis Arraez is batting 320 on the year with 2 home runs. He is dealing with a torn thumb ligament, and it is affecting his batting average. So that does scare me to pay up for him. So I might be fading him, but I love Jackson Merrill in this lineup. I don't want Meyer. I love Cease. He's my number 1 pitcher. He's the pitcher, or there's the reason he's the picture of this video and the article that goes along with this video. That's where I'm at in this one. I love a San Diego stack. I want nothing to do with Meyer. Give me all the Cease that we possibly can get. Next game, Baltimore at Tampa Bay. We have Albert Suarez versus Jeffrey Springs. Now, this should be, I believe, this would have been in Grayson Rodriguez's start through the rotation. Let me know if you got screwed by Grayson Rodriguez last time. He was scratched, I think, 4 minutes after lock, and then Suarez came in and did pretty well against Toronto in 5 innings with 6 strikeouts. Going up against Tampa Bay, he has faced them once this year. 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. 6,500 is okay. Splits-wise, when he's on the road, he is worse on the road, and this is Tampa Bay offense, though. Not the best offense this year. It's kind of wild to see just kind of how bad they have been when they're usually in it all year, every year. But then you got Jeffrey Springs coming in. 6.23 ERA. Not really fair. It's 2 starts. But he has not done well in those 2 starts. One was against Miami, which should have been a good matchup for him, but it wasn't. And then one was against St. Louis, who kind of do hit lefties well. Now he's got to go in the gauntlet and face Baltimore. I don't want that. I would rather take Baltimore bats here. So Adley Rutschman, 7 bombs against left-handed pitching, 354 batting average. You've got Gunnar Henderson, 248 batting average, but has 6 home runs there. Mountcastle, 300 batting average with 4 home runs against lefties. I like those odds there. Just depending, looking at this, like overall, Baltimore really doesn't hit lefties that well. I just do not trust Springer. Santander being a switch hitter, batting 241 against lefties, 9 home runs in that situation. So I am still looking at a Baltimore stack, kind of the batters we looked at. Maybe we got to wait to see the lineup that comes out. I don't want Springs. Suarez, I'm okay with for tournaments. I don't trust. And then you just look at like bats for Tampa Bay against righties. Ben Rortvedt, 266 batting average, 3 home runs. Yandy Diaz, 7 home runs, batting 249, which is above league average this year. Chris Morel only batting 206 against righties, but has 16 bombs against right-handed pitching this year. So he's more of a boomer bust. He's like Kyle Schwarber. If you got Morel in there, it's probably a tournament lineup that you've got. Maybe he's your one-off batter as well. And then Josh Lowe batting 240 with 7 bombs. I don't mind. Tournaments, I'm okay with Suarez. I want nothing to do with Springs. I'm not in love with Suarez today. I'll put it that way. Then we got Cleveland at Minnesota as the next game that we are going to cover here. 2 good teams vying for first place in this division. Probably going to come down to the last week of the season unless something drastic happens soon. I think this could be a game that a matchup we'll see all the way down to the wire. So we got Tanner Bibby going up against David Festa. So Bibby, 348 batting average, 132 strikeouts. Splits-wise, he's already faced Minnesota twice this year. 12.1 innings in those 2 starts, 9 hits allowed, only 2 earned runs, and 17 strikeouts. Game log-wise, trying to see the last time he faced them. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. Okay, had a really good game. 5.1 innings, that 9 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts in that one too. So he's had really good games here. And we look at his splits when he is on the road. He is better on the road. Love me some Tanner Bibby today at 9,200. If we're looking at around that price, I probably like Bibby a little bit more than I like Hunter Brown and Bassett. So that's kind of my thought process there. Bibby's in a good spot there. And then you got David Festa. 5.55 ERA, game logs, actually coming off a fantastic game against the Cubs, 9 Ks in that game. His strikeouts have been elevated here. Cleveland's kind of been, down here a little bit. But then we look at that. Home games, 2 games, only 1 start, has a 771 at home for whatever reason. Not really justified. Has not faced he has not faced the Guardians this year. But if we dig into the numbers a little bit and look at the Guardians bats that hit well against righties this year, Josh Naylor batting 257 with 21 bombs. Jose Ramirez batting 246 with 18 bombs. He does hit lefties better, but still 18 bombs from the left side of the plate. Will Brennan, 8 bombs, 256 batting average. You have Stephen Kwan batting 310 with 7 home runs. I don't mind him there either. And then Bo Naylor might be in there. Just depends on the catcher for the day. Bo Naylor might be in there. He's got 6 home runs against right-handed pitching as well. So I'm probably fading Festa. Give me Bibby. Give me the Cleveland bats a little bit more over Minnesota. Now, anything can happen. I get that. But that is where I'm leaning currently. Then the final game on the main slate, Cincinnati at Milwaukee. You've got Nick Lodolo going up against, they believe, DL Hall. They could restate him and have him start Sunday. This is one we are waiting on. So it's the battle of the lefties. That is kind of what we are looking at here. Not 100% sure, but we'll wait on that. News might, depending on when you watch this video, maybe the news has already dropped. So that would be Cincinnati bats versus DL Hall. Now, 7.71 ERA. He has not pitched since April 20th. And he has not done well in those games, did not go deep into games. So if it is him, we would definitely be targeting Cincy bats that hit lefties well. Now, we don't have that information at the moment, but if you go to MLB tab and then you go down to the batter splits, we can kind of see who hits well. So this is another tool that brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can check it out under the MLB tab, just like we're doing right now. We're going to show you on the screen. Then I'm going to show you how to... the best thing would be come down here and expand it open. So let it open on your screen. Then they think it's going to be DL Hall, who is a lefty. So we're going to go to the lefty tab. Then we're going to go here. And we're going to go down to Cincy. And we're going to apply this. Not a ton, but you can see that Jonathan India bats very well. OBP of 418 against lefties, almost a 300 batting average. Got Tyler Stevenson. We love to take him against lefties. You know this. Candelario. I love to take Candelario here. Ellie De La Cruz does not matter. Lefty-righty matchup. I still want him in my lineup. So that is just another tool you can use to if you don't have the other tools to kind of use to see the batter splits, if you have a feel for a game, you want to see how these batters do, you can check that out. On the flip side of that, Nick Lodolo going in here. He is 9,500. He is up there in price, if it'll load. 3.93 ERA, 23.9 against Miami. He has not faced Milwaukee this year. When he's pitching at home, he is worse. When he's on the road, it's better. But Milwaukee, they do hit lefties well. William Contreras dominates lefties. Gary Sanchez could be in there dominating a lefty there if he's in that lineup. I love Willy Adames here against a lefty. His numbers are good. He's really good on the road. I'm scared to use him because Milwaukee, they do hit lefties well. I might be fading him due to his price and looking at Milwaukee as a stack, the batters we just talked about. Then you've got a Bryce Terang you can look at. You could look at Joey Ortiz. You could look at Rhys Hoskins, just depend. Now, Rhys Hoskins does not do as well against lefties as he does righties, but he would be one. If you are trying to build a 5-man stack, I don't mind it to go in that direction. So that is the main slate done, the 7-game main slate for the day. Now we are going to talk about real quick Outlier.bet. Outlier.bet is the sponsor for these videos, and we absolutely love them. I kind of want to show you what we're talking about. So Outlier.bet is the first sports betting super app. You can check them out on the Apple store right now. It is exactly what you're about to see on the screen, but in your palm of your hand, because again, it's 2024. We are all mobile. You are probably watching this on mobile. Anyone who's watching this on mobile right now, let us know in the comment section down below. That could count for your comment as well. So you see all of this on mobile. They are working on a Play Store, but if you go in the browser, it looks just like an app for your Droid device. So what we're looking for is they have 2 different packages. So the link is down below in the description, and we are going to give you free content if you sign up using the link down below. Sign up, get a 7-day free trial, go through the 7 days, pay for their standard package, $20 for a month. It's going to get you insights, popular bets, games, and props. With that, show us that you paid the $20 with a screenshot to our email, and we're going to give you a free month of FTA Plus. They do have a pro package. It gives you the EV Plus, it gives you the boost, it gives you the arbitrage, it gives you the middle bets. It gives you a lot more. It is $130 for a month. Sign up, go through the 7-day free trial, pay that money, email us, and we're going to give you 3 months free of FTA Plus. That is a $90 value on top of the $130 for Outlier.bet. Now, we're going to show you EV Plus. So this is all from Saturday. So this is all Saturday's information, but this is part of the Pro package. You can see different DVIG books, methods, Kelly multiplier. So if you don't know what these are, look into it a little bit. If you hover over stuff like EV, positive expected value, simply refers to situations where the potential payout from a bet is higher than risk involved. Now, we use Outlier.bet when we do those betting videos. It shows you the best books that the odds are on. We absolutely love it. Props, it's exactly what we've done in there. So you can look at the props. It shows you, depending on the props that pop up, so you could be looking at like a home run prop or a base prop. It shows you the odds in all the books. You can add all of your bets to your bet slip right here. And when you've done that, if you choose DraftKings as your book, once your slip is in there, it'll link you directly out to DraftKings to sign up, which we absolutely love what we've got. What I love to use, and this is like what you see, so like Sunday. So we didn't cover this first game because it's so early, but if you want to check out starting pitchers, you see Mackenzie Gore going up, and you can see how the pitchers do or how the opposing team does against lefties. So you look at, just for instance, Mackenzie Gore, if we're not using him when you want to stack the Angels, I get that. Then you break it down. You can see all of the batters, how they do against left-handed pitching, and that is how you can build your lineups out there too. So basically what I say to people is Outlier is a website that is a centralized website that basically is like 10 different websites that you'd be looking for. So you're looking for BVP, that's one website. You're looking for batter splits, that's another website. You're looking for game lines, that's FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, whatever book you're on. They have it right here. So sign up using our link down below. let's bring up some bacon together, and we're going to give you some free content if you use our link. So that being said, we have a 3-game afternoon slate. Weather should be good. Let's cover it. So first game, Detroit at San Francisco. We have Keider Montero with a 5.62 ERA, 2-5 record, only 42 strikeouts. Really good game against Seattle, but Seattle's the team that strikes out the most out of any team. Had 8 strikeouts in that game, so he was supposed to have a good game there. Other than that, not really much. Couple of here at Cleveland, Minnesota, for his price of $4,000, but obviously his price is up there. Is in San Francisco, which this is a pitcher's park. It is a massive ballpark. Usually, if they've got a good matchup, it's a good matchup for pitching. You've got him versus, they believe it's going to be Hayden Birdsong. Again, you never know what San Francisco is going to do because they have so many injuries in this rotation that they have someone listed, and then the next day, a couple hours before first pitch, they change it up. So Birdsong coming in, not a good start against Washington. 7 earned runs in 2 innings, minus 12.3. 27.7 against Colorado, 35.1. He had some good games there. Splits-wise, this is at home, and his ERA at home is better because it is a pitcher's park. I don't mind him for tournaments, especially at 6,000. But I also don't mind Montero, just because, again, this ballpark is so massive that it allows, like, usual home runs are flyouts here. So you got Birdsong going up against Detroit. If you look at this, he's never faced Detroit before. Detroit batters, Madras has in 48 at-bats, a .313 batting average. I mean, Urshela batting .266 with his .218 at-bats. Like, they do not hit righties well. Madras has .313 batting average with 48 at-bats. That is the highest. Then the second highest in this current lineup is .266. And then the majority of this lineup is batting under 200 against right-handed pitching. I do not mind Hayden Birdsong whatsoever, especially at this price. Could I be wrong? Yes. 3-game afternoon slate. You might not even play this slate. You got to get creative because you're going to have Tyler Glasnow as your number 1. Birdsong could be your number 2. That is right there a very cheap option for you. I don't love Detroit bats there. And then Montero never faced San Francisco before. Looking at San Francisco bats, they hit lefties better. They do not hit righties as well. The only ones that have mild success against right-handed pitching this year, Fitzgerald batting .293 with 7 bombs, Luciano batting .280 with only 25 at-bats, and that's it. You could look at Montero at 6,800 and Birdsong at 6,000. Could dominate if you want to stack the other 2 games offensively. So I don't mind either pitcher in this one. I think I like Birdsong a little bit more, but you could get me to use Montero a little bit too. Philly at Arizona, we have Christopher Sanchez going up against, they believe, is it going to be Merrill Kelly? Very likely he will be activated and start on Sunday. He has not pitched since April 15th. 35-year-old, well dominated before going down. Yeah, going in here, probably not going to pitch very long. And if it is even him, he's got a terrible matchup for him. So I don't love him here. I'm not using Merrill Kelly, especially at his price. Christopher Sanchez kind of down a little bit lately. Going up against Arizona, already faced them once this year. 7 innings, 3 hits allowed, no earned runs, 4 Ks. I'm still going to give the advantage to Philly bats against Merrill Kelly. Then they come into the bullpen. So Philly bats here. Alec Boehm batting .298 on the year with 12 bombs. Harper kind of slowed down but has 26 home runs. You'd look at him. I would look at Trey Turner. I would look at Castellanos. Brandon Marsh is another one I would look at. Might even look at Real Muto, but he might be out because, again, like we've mentioned, it is Sunday. It's the day of rest for catchers, so that is that. Sanchez for tournaments, I'm okay with. But we look at Arizona bats. Arizona bats against lefties this year. Ketel Marte batting .360 with 16 bombs. Would not be surprised if he goes deep in this game. You've got Lourdes Gurriel Jr. batting .326 with 5 bombs. Jake McCarthy batting .354. Perdomo batting .321. Kevin Newman, .280 batting average. Like, these guys hit lefties well. This is just what they do. Randall Grichuk batting .296, only 1 home run, but he is one of those bats where if it's a Sunday and he is in that lineup, get him in one of your stacks. You might feel comfortable with him in there. So I do not mind Arizona bats here. I like Philly more. I don't really want the pitching at all. I'm not going to use Merrill Kelly. Then that brings us to Pittsburgh at the Dodgers. Glass now. We want Glass now. Going up against Pittsburgh, you could see the past couple games have been really good. Has already faced Pittsburgh once this year. 6 innings, 1 earned run, and got the loss because this offense, 9 strikeouts in that game. That's what I expect out of him. 3-game slate. I'm using Glass now. I'm using Montero. I'm using Birdsong. Then you got Bailey Falter going up against the Dodgers. Already faced him once this year, 5 earned runs. I'm off of him. I would be looking at Dodgers bats against Falter. Teoscar Hernandez is our number one. Anytime we see a lefty on the mound, we have Teoscar Hernandez in the lineup, regardless. Ohtani is another one. If you got to line up with the Dodgers, you got to get Ohtani in there. Against left-handed pitching, also, Nick Ahmed might be up there, batting .293. Will Smith is another one. I don't know if he's going to be in there. It's either Austin Barnes or Will Smith. Both of them hit lefties well. So whoever the catcher is for the Dodgers today, get him in your lineup. Teoscar Hernandez has 10 bombs against lefties. Freddie Freeman batting 241 with 5 bombs. Ahmed Rosario, if he's in there, batting .320 with 1 home run. Andy Pa has .321 with 2 bombs as well. So I am looking at a Dodger stack. I don't want Bailey Falter, and I do want Tyler Glasnow. So the pitchers in this afternoon slate, I love Glasnow in Birdsong, those two, and you can do a lot with those. The only pitchers I'm not using in here, probably Merrill Kelly, Christopher Sanchez, and Bailey Falter for the afternoon slate. And there you have it. That is the breakdown of the early slate, all of the pitchers, all of the batters, and the afternoon slate, all of the pitchers and all of the batters right there, right now. So looking at Pitches Be Crazy, these are the top 5 pitchers. Now, these are not the only pitchers we want to look at, but they have the best matchups out of all of the pitchers right now. So number 1, according to their matchup, Luis Severino at Seattle. Seattle strikes out 10.19 times per game. And at home, they struck out 10.31. So at home, Seattle strikes out more. Severino's been up and down this year. It is a Sunday night baseball game. So if you want to have this as a sports betting, or you're playing a showdown game with him, he could be in your captain spot there. And I'd feel pretty comfortable with that. Number 2 is Spencer Schwellenbach at Colorado. For whatever reason, this game is just not on this DraftKings slate. I don't know about FanDuel, and if it might be, it's one of those where Colorado plays that weird mountain time zone where they're not in the early and they're not in the afternoon. They're in between, and DraftKings just doesn't like them. But at Colorado, Spencer Schwellenbach is number 2. Colorado strikes out 9.74 times per game. They do strike out more on the road at 10.37, but they are number 2. Number 3 is Hunter Brown at Boston. Boston strikes out 9.61 times per game. At home, they strike out 9.43. So they're a little bit better at home, but Hunter Brown could spell disaster for them. Number 4 is Chris Bassett versus Oakland, versus one of his former teams. Oakland strikes out 9.29 times per game. Now, they do strike out more on the road at 10.02. And then number 5, right now, we've got Tyler Glasnow going up against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh strikes out 9.3 times per game. And on the road, Pittsburgh strikes out 10.09 times per game. So again, Luis Severino, Spencer Schwellenbach, Hunter Brown, Chris Bassett, and Tyler Glasnow make up your top 5 pitchers according to Pitches Be Crazy. And now that all of the batters have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating, some days we've had 31, some we've had as low as 3. We've got some today. Now these are the initial ones. It could change once we rerun the simulations later on. But number 1 today, as of now, Yordan Alvarez. Number 2 is Masataka Yoshida. Number 3 is Juan Soto. 4, Jurickson Profar. 5, Brandon Lau. 6, Stephen Kwan. 7, Gunnar Henderson. 8, Corey Seager. 9, Will Smith. 10, Marcus Semien. 11, Nolan Schanuel. Nolan Schanuel. 11, Anthony Santander. And number 12 is Alex Call versus Davis Daniels for the early Roku game of the week. That's what I've got in this video. If you found it helpful, hit that like button. If you want to support the channel, clicking on the ads, clicking on the merch and buying some merch down below, sharing the videos, help out more than you know. So good luck today. And as always, let's bring them some bacon. Peace.